Hello everyone, and welcome to my first explained video. Today I'm going to be focusing on the Princess Peach Showtime demo as a pacifist. So without further ado, let's get into the rules. Rule number 1. No using sparkle to make feats nice. Rule number 2. No glitches allowed. As far as I know, Princess Peach Showtime doesn't really have any glitches that we could use to cheese our way through the run, so that rule is pretty self-explanatory. If there are any, let me know in the comments. Rule number 3. Bosses don't count as they are unavoidable. If you've seen other pacifist challenges on YouTube lately, you'll know that this rule exists. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Starting this run off, we enter the Castle of Thorns, and it's really not too difficult, but it is the biggest difficulty spike in the run. Before we can even start the level, there's a thief that's dead, and we are supposed to use Sparkle to revive him. This doesn't count since it's not an evil thief. Only evil thieves are going to be considered a threat to the challenge since we aren't allowed to make them nice with Sparkle. Now we can move on into the level. The level goes well for about 5 seconds until we encounter these evil thieves. It seems like the end of the road already, and we will have to cement the run as minimalist, which we will, but we can just safely ignore them and abandon the thieves. It seems a little heartless, but we care about the challenge right now. Once we make it into the forest, we're going to have to light these 3 flowers. We can do this without need to kill the evil thieves, so we can just lure them away from the flowers in case if Sparkle accidentally makes them nice, so we can move on to the next section with little issue. However, the thieves run away and then disappear once we open the way. I don't consider this to be a kill since it's out of our control, but if you insist, feel free to add 4 kills to the counter, but for now, the counter in this video will be at 0. In the next area, there are thorns surrounding the castle, which means that we're going to get to a power-up eventually. But before we do that, we gotta go through the town. About 5 seconds into this part of the level, there's a weak thief that can't chop the thorns, so we have to use Sparkle on him. He's not an enemy, so it's allowed. We have to do this again to get the Sword Fighter power-up since there's 2 thorns blocking the way to the door, and we need to give thieves these sparkles so that we can get through. With that huge victory, we now transform into Sword Fighter Peach, which will come in handy for the rest of the level. We cut up some thorns and break into the palace. Unfortunately, the entire run falls apart and we won't be seeing an enemy kill score of 0. I'll show you what I mean. So once we get into the palace, we have to fight these 6 evil thieves, I don't know their names, that apparently act as knights. So we just have to take them all out, thus meaning that we get a kill counter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy kills, bringing the counter to 6 when we come out of this part of the palace. But it's far from over. Eventually, we come across another 2 evil thieves as well as a boss knight. Guess we just have to count it up even more. But this time, they have shields, which makes it harder to kill them. Nevertheless, we'll still pull through and kill these 3 enemies, updating the counter to 9. This next room is a little tricky, but nothing to write home about, as long as you don't swing your sword at all. This brings us to the boss of the level, and I'm sure you know how that goes. After a somewhat fun boss fight, we prevail and finish the level with 9 enemy kills, which basically ends the run. Welcome to the Festival of Sweets doesn't have anything special at all, because there are no enemies. All we do is just make cakes, and that's it. We go to the farm, use Sparkle on a bunch of wheat plants, use Sparkle on apples, and get ready for the festival. We become a pacifist, or however the heck you say that, bake cakes, add toppings to cakes, grab the cookie, and put it on the giant cake to start the festival. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Like, comment, subscribe if you did. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next for my next explained video. And until the next episode, peace out.